Welcome back to WTOB 10, ladies and gentlemen. We are certainly excited to have you here today for us to be an eventful afternoon of soccer in an in-conference matchup between the Oswego State Lakers and the visiting Oneonta Red Dragons. I am Logan Weicker, and I'm joined here by Cameron Carvalho.
I'm excited to be here for today's exciting battle here at Laker Turf.
The Lakers, who have 1 win, 3 losses, and 3 ties, their last matchup came in that tie in a 0-0 defensive battle as they faced off against SUNY Delhi on September 20th, and that was during Alumni Weekend. And for the Red Dragons, they have 5 wins, 2 losses, and 1 tie, and they fell 3-1 to Hamilton College in Clinton, New York.
The Lakers have had some serious struggles against the Red Dragons over history. The last time they beat them was during the 2021 and 2022 season. There was an overtime win in the SUNY quarterfinals for Oswego. Besides that, the Lakers have not beaten Oneonta in regular time since 1965. So today's Lakers have a tough battle against history to overcome.
Now we're going to shift to the starting lineups, where the formation Lakers roll out come in a 3-4-2-1, with Scout McCumsky headlining things at the left center back, while TJ Tanner sits at the center back, and Rowan King at the right center back. As for the midfield, it's Ryan Bolus in left, Vladimir Levenenko at left center midfield, Kieran Husselbeck at right center midfield, and then you got number 5, Benjamin Brooks in the right midfield. Simon Bastone, he sits at left forward, and Jason Wytak goes on the right side, while Sirixia Lindsay, who will need to step up big in the absence of danger Tajay Ellis, is the primary striker. Kyle Rose protects the net, comes in as SUNYAC Defensive Athlete of the Week. He will be in net today for the Lakers.
It'll be an interesting tactical battle. We don't have the Oneonta lineups in front of us right now, but judging out based on the minutes, we got James Cintron in goal, an experienced keeper, first year with the team, but has been playing well this year. This team has a lot of experience. Their only starting freshman is Noah Hetzler. He should be starting here on defense along with Derek Jamarillo, Dylan Kelly, and Adrian Matute to make up the back four. Midfield, we project it'll be something like Zach Rabati, an experienced player with 13 starts last year coming back. The electric transfer from SUNY Olstead, Imani Harris at midfield, and along with Anthony Traube. And up top, it'll probably be something like Luigi Prosperi, Sam Rogers, and this year's leading goal scorer for Oneonta, Nico Loaiza. We'll see how it plays out, but it'll be interesting to see how these two teams match up today.
Now, as we continue in our game, I want to hit on the highlighting players for the Red Dragons. First off, you have striker Nico Loaiza. He has 3 goals on the season for the Red Dragons, the leading scorer for them. He will be relied upon heavily in that strong offensive raid for Oneonta. And then you have Milton Mancias Magana, Sam Rogers, and as Cameron mentioned, Luigi Prosperi, who plays other strikers in the squad. We'll need to try and evade the league goalkeeping of Kyle Rose on the Lakers.
And your Oswego State Lakers. Let's meet the starting lineups for today's game. First for Oneonta.
And now we go to break here. As we do the anthem, we'll come back and hit on some more key plays for today's game.
Midfielder, sophomore, number 4, Anthony Traub. Midfielder, senior, number 6, Zach Rabati. Midfielder, junior, number 7, Imari Harris. Forward, senior.
Tune in to new episodes of
Oh Boy!
only on WTOP.
Look at the number of disasters in the U.S. Chances are every area will deal with some kind of emergency in the next decade. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
I had to eat a raw egg on Chris's dormitory floor.
I currently don't have any federal pending charges.
You know what you never did? You never walked to Walmart, Chris.
That's my co-host. This is for making me eat roast Pop-Tarts.
It's showtime, Chris. Come on.
I want to be on the air for that. I got a couple things to say.
No. Spin the wheel. Oh, you got censorship.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to...
If you like action, romance,
If you're watching this,
and highbrow humor,
Surface is this.
Floor. Minch did not legitimately put his head in the toilet.
there's only one place to turn. Tune in to new episodes of
oh boy!
only on WTOP.
Look at the number of disasters in the U.S. Chances are every area will deal with some kind of emergency in the next decade. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
I had to eat a raw egg on Chris's dormitory floor.
I currently don't have any federal pending charges.
You know what you never did? You never walked to Walmart, Chris.
That's my co-host. This is for making me eat roast Pop-Tarts.
It's showtime, Chris. Come on.
I want to be on the air for that. I got a couple things to say.
No. Spin the wheel. Oh, you got censorship.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to...
Welcome back to WTOP 10, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, I am Logan, joined by Cameron. And quickly before the game goes underway, we are going to make our score predictions. Cameron, why don't you go first?
Yeah, this one is going to be a tough one for Oswego. Oneonta is clearly having the better season, so I think Oneonta will get 2 goals in this game. They have a very talented attack. They get a lot of shots on target. The Lakers have a very talented keeper in Kyle Rose, but overall I think Oneonta is going to be too much for them. My final score prediction, 2-0.
I'm going to have to agree with you, Cameron, there, at least on the winner. I will say Oneonta, as you touched on, their strong offensive attack. They put on 15.3 shots per game and tack on 2.25 goals per game. So as for the score, again, I'm going to go Red Dragon winner. As for the score, I think the Lakers will pile at least 1 on, but Oneonta will come out 2-1, even with that elite goalkeeping of Kyle Rose, who, as we touched on, comes into this game as the SUNY Defensive Athlete of the Week. He put up 4 saves in a shutout against Marywood on September 17th, and then had 7 in that 0-0 tie against Delhi on September 20th. He leads the SUNY in saves with 33, and he is tied for 3rd in save percentage with .846. So we'll see how his strong goalkeeping tends to hold up in this game.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be tested. Oneonta, a team that's always put on a bunch of shots historically, and their scoring rate that's going to be one of the keys to the game, is their shot selection, because just putting it on target against a talented keeper like this is never going to be enough. Oneonta is going to have to be precise. They're going to have to be intelligent, and the closer they can get to the goal, the better that it is for them.
For sure, Cameron. I wholeheartedly agree. One of my keys was they got to stick to their guns, rely on those primary offensive weapons such as Nico Loaiza and Milton Mancias Magana. Again, Nico with 3 goals on the year, Milton with 2. So those are both very primary offensive strikers for the Red Dragons. They will need to get out to a fast pace and not look back. Because as we've seen before, that Laker defense is pesky and tenacious, and they will be in the right place at the right time. So the Red Dragons will try to evade them at any chance they get. They will need to take the chances that they get as we prepare to
Lakers are opting to play a 3 at the back today, like we noted in the pre-show, which is pretty abnormal for them. You wonder if this is a one-game tactical switch against a very talented opponent, or maybe something that the coach is going to decide to do for the rest of the season. We'll see how it plays out. But the good thing about playing 3 at the back like this is that during Oneonta's offensive attacks, the left mid and right mid have the ability to drop back and become wing back. So Ryan Bullis and Ben Brooks will be some key players to watch on those wings.
Yes, Cameron, certainly great insight. And we know head coach Dan Kane, very smart soccer mind, so he's going to roll out those different schemes throughout the season. So we'll see how that holds up as we get underway here. And now it's Oneonta with the first defensive stop of the game.
It looks like they are starting Hamid Halamid at striker instead of Serzi Lindsay. It looks like that was a last-second lineup change. Hamid's a sophomore coming on and didn't really play a lot last year, but playing a big role this year.
Certainly, Cameron, without a doubt. So many of those Red Dragon players stepping up, those veterans up and down the roster as the Lakers take it up now. Lakers quickly stopped by Oneonta.
It would be very, very interesting to see the pace of the Oneonta attack, whether they're a more methodical team or whether they're going to just try to use their firepower and use that individual skill that they all clearly have to just blast by the Lakers. But I think that the key to their success will be a balance of the two. You got to be fast because the Lakers are smart, but you got to be intelligent too, because too slow pace, the Lakers are not willing to hesitate in terms of attacking the ball when it gets into a dangerous territory.
Without a doubt, Cameron, you spoke to that aggressive offensive Oneonta, although that Laker defense, again, as you said, they play smartly, with the defense being headlined by Kieran Husselbeck. So we'll see, as he's the primary stopper, we'll see how he holds up.
Yeah, that's that central center mid. Not clearly the most important role in the 3-4-2-1, but Husselbeck is arguably the most talented player on the team right now, so the Lakers should be running a lot of their attacks through him in the middle.
Yes, now we see as Oneonta takes possession, it gets a one-on-one battle with the Lakers winning now. Lakers trying to push it up here. Hamid Al-Hamid with it. He beats his man. Now he takes it back. We'll see what he can try to conjure up. He passes it out, and the Lakers trying to play an IQ game now, see who can outsmart the opponent.
Good battle there on the right side. With the Lakers' two forwards there, Simon Bastoni and Jason Wytak, playing more central in the 3-4-2-1, not true wingers. So it'll be interesting to see whether they're going to try to do their attacks down the middle or through the wings, and maybe have some overlapping runs done by those two midfielders / wingbacks.
Without a doubt, that will hold true. And now as Oneonta pushes it up.
Luigi Prosperi looking on the right side. Good double team, though.
Yes, one of those primary goal scorers, primary offensive weapons for the Red Dragons, Prosperi.
A lot of experience in Oneonta's attack. A lot of goals, a lot of time under their belt. Probably a lot of chemistry, too.
Yes. Without a doubt, these players have played together for a while. Veterans up and down the rosters. They take a shot and it goes in off of a header from the Red Dragons. That's a goal. Quickly out to a 1-0 lead.
Wow.
Just 4 minutes in, Cameron.
Wow, that's exactly what we said the Lakers couldn't allow to happen. An early attacking and an early goal by Oneonta. It was a great slow build-up on the left-hand side. The cross put in, and it's the goal scorer. It's Joe Holder. That's his third goal on the year. The senior is a very experienced and talented man for the Red Dragons. You know, the Lakers have their defensive back three. You'll notice that they have Rowan King, who's 6'4" on the right, TJ Tanner, a short central center back, and Scout McCumpsey coming in with an average height on the left. So that aerial dominance is one area of the game that the Lakers will definitely need to improve on if they want to have a chance here.
Certainly, Cameron. And as you touched on Joe Holder, along with Prosperi and Nico, one of those really good offensive players that the Red Dragons have to rely on. And I said they have to stick to their guns. They have done that so far. They've got out to a fast pace and played some aggressive offense along with defense. As we see here, they take it now. It's a slide, and the Dragons will push up. That's the Dragons with it.
Like we said, one of the keys to being in Kyle Rose is getting very close to the goal for the shot. And that header from about 5 yards out was about as close as he can get before the keeper gets the ball.
Certainly he was in the right place at the right time for that header. You're going to take the chances you get, and that chance converted right through 4 minutes in.
Now we'll have to see whether the Lakers are going to have to make some early tactical changes. Playing from a deficit, obviously a lot harder than just playing at an even pace. Would not anticipate them to switch formations right away, but maybe Coach Dan Kane will put in a tactical switch a little earlier than he might have liked to.
Yes, we know Kane is more apt to changes at halftime. For the last game against Delhi, he switched that lineup at halftime when we saw the Lakers get more chances on net coming into the second half. So we will see if the Red Dragons keep up with their primary aggressive offensive attack if Dan Kane imposes a change into this lineup. Now it's the Lakers with it. Rose deciding what to do. Kicks it out to the Lakers. And now the Lakers just playing this slow game in the back end.
Rowan King, a freshman, coming onto the starting lineup. Obviously, you see his height, 6'4", the beast in the box. But down that left-hand side, especially playing at the three at the back, because those outside center backs have to be a lot more than just tall and heading the ball away. So it will also be interesting to see how the freshman King and some of these other more unexperienced Lakers are playing against a very experienced lineup of Oneonta. Like we said, only starting one freshman. A lot of their guys have had a lot of minutes for the team or transfers with a lot of experience coming in. So that's another dynamic to look out for as this game goes on.
Yes, Cameron, that will certainly be the case as the Lakers now becoming more apt on defense. They're denying those one-on-one chances that the Red Dragons try to get. And we saw that with Luigi Prosperi missing the ball. But the Lakers really imposed their will on defense there to spearhead that. Now the Red Dragons in space. Now as they continue to push it up.
Yeah, having some trouble on the left side, having to figure out what to do with these attacks.
Strong defensive stand there by the Lakers one-on-one. They will get the ball back and try to push it up.
Playing out as a 3-4-2-1, you got to have very clear defensive assignments. It can sometimes get a little confusing whether the right forward or the right mid or even the right center back has to step up there. And we saw some of that hesitation, Oneonta getting a pretty free run on goal, pretty close to the 18. So there's going to have to be some more communication to figure out who's stepping up to have those attacks that get into that area of the field, because that's exactly where the first goal came from as well.
Yeah, you said it, Cameron. Communication, one of the keys to every sport. Oneonta playing well in that field right now, well in that department. As we see, they have a clear and concise game plan.
Smart patience here by Oneonta. Holder, they're not able to get by. He just sends it back. And here we go again on the left.
Now as they try to push it up, it's going to be a battle of IQ again. And Kyle Rose with the elite stop. Jumps up. Quickly denies that chance, Cameron.
Yeah, that cross was just a little too close to the net there from Oneonta, and Rose is probably going to have to do that a lot. We've already seen two crosses from that exact same side within the first 8 minutes of this match, so we're going to probably see a more aggressive style from Rose if Oneonta keeps having these opportunities in the box. That's clear early on that they like these aerial attacks, these crosses coming in from pretty close to the goal inside the box, so Rose might have to come off his line a little more than he's used to.
That's certainly the case, Cameron. And as we see so far, Oneonta just keeps on putting this press defense that we often see in basketball, not letting the Lakers get the ball past midfield, or as we say in basketball, past midcourt.
Yeah, it looks like they're playing out of a very basic 4-4-2, the very old school style formation, or maybe they're playing out of a 4-3-3. Hard to tell. Obviously, you want your formations to be a little fluid in soccer, and playing against the three at the back definitely affects that as well.
Yeah, Cameron, and this has to be sort of frustrating for the Lakers. Really, any chances they try to get to push the ball past midfield taken away right away by that Red Dragon press defense.
Yeah, they're pressing, but they're pressing intelligently. A lot of teams, especially collegiate teams, when they press up, can overexpose themselves on the backside, and a talented player can dribble or pass through, and suddenly guys are behind. Oneonta's figuring out a way early to press up on the Lakers players, but also keep enough players behind to cut off those passing lanes.
Certainly Cameron in early. It's Zach Rabati and Sam Rogers alternating between ball control a lot as we see the Red Dragons keep control of this ball. We'll see what they can do here as they push it up. He gets a one-on-one with his man.
Wow.
Close to the net, but no good. Doesn't go close to Rose.
That was an incredible opportunity. Really good shot there. Coming in from the left side of that box. Again, the left side of the Oneonta attack / the right side of the Lakers defense. Very clearly, that's the problematic spot for the Lakers early. But it was a good shot on goal. Just ran a little wide.
Yeah, and some of those miscalculations, you can't control those sometimes. Just maybe sometimes you overcalculate it and you try to overcompensate for it. Goes right past the net as we see the Red Dragons now playing smart ball.
That talented midfielder in the middle, number 7, Amani Rogers, like we mentioned during the pre-show. A talented transfer from SUNY Olstead, had 25 goals and 13 assists in just 28 games for 2 years with the team. So certainly playing in a team that is more up to his level. We'll see his impact out of that central midfield role.
Yeah, certainly an imperative piece. Getting a lot of experience in Suniac as the Red Dragons try to kick it. Now they get it back. Missed shot and goal wide.
Good step up there by McCumminsky. And a good turn there, Vine Bowles. Critical clearance, but more problems coming up with those crosses, though, even though they didn't hit anyone specifically for Oneonta.
Yeah, without a doubt, as you touched on, Lakers trying to clean up that aerial attack. They will try to attack Oneonta's attack better. Now it's Al-Hamid winning that one-on-one. He kicks it back out to the Lakers. Wytack kicks it up. And now it's Hustleback. Get into open space. He keeps passing it out. See what the Lakers can do. Can they try to push it past midfield, or will that Oneonta defense keep holding strong?
Lakers being forced to ball chase a little, and not a lot of guys on the right-hand side there. We saw Kieran Hustleback ended up making that run up the right-hand side, which he's not typically supposed to be doing, playing central midfield. Those two forwards, Bastoni and Wytek, will have to make sure to keep their shape, but also not allow Oneonta to build up their attack. It's a very tough balancing act for the two forwards playing out of this formation.
Yeah, without a doubt, you said a hard line to toe, but they're going to need to keep that balance throughout the game as the Red Dragons get it. Another one-on-one battle with Wytuck coming out on top.
I do like that over-the-top ball, though, played to the midfield towards Ellis. Towards Hamid. It didn't work out, but I feel like with some of the best ways the Lakers are going to be able to score, some of these breakaways, it's clear that Oneonta has a structural advantage when there's more players involved in the play with each side.
Yeah, without a doubt, they're winning these breakaways. They're getting that advantage, and they're easily able to take advantage of the ball, turning defense into offense as we see the ball go out of bounds now. Stoppage and play.
Yeah, a bit of a panic move there from Kyle Rose. He typically doesn't do that, but clearly didn't see any safe options for a pass out of the back.
Now it's Rogers. Will kick it out.
Good.
He tries to get it to the man who will try to head it. That is number 17, Prosperi, but it will go out of bounds off of his head.
Yeah, they're clearly just spamming crosses here, and we saw it work for that first goal. Although you do have to give the Lakers defense some credit. They have been very good throughout the season at playing those crosses and playing those balls that aren't very precise and are just kind of sent to the guy, to the attackers, especially TJ Tanner is very good at stepping up or getting a deflection away from danger. So Oneonta's attack will be tested in their quality throughout this match.
Certainly will. Starts with those one-on-one battles in the corner, with the Lakers winning most of those, able to stop those corner chances that they try to get with the Red Dragons now. Can they get another chance? No, they cannot, with the Lakers getting a Wytuck. Wytuck heads it. Now back to the Lakers. Back to Oneonta, we've seen many times this game. Not a sloppy offense, but still.
Good press here.
Not the most ideal.
Yeah, good press by the Lakers. You like to see the action by the striker, Al-Hamid. Unfortunately for the Lakers, it went out for Oneonta's throw, but that is that counterattack, that quick build-up, whether it be out of a clearance and then a presser and over the top ball played to the striker, might be one of the ways that the Lakers are going to try to score here.
Without a doubt. And certainly One of these players, Ryan Bull, is tasked with having to defend hard.
Here we go on the left side again.
Oneonta smartly trying to push up, kicks it out to the center, no good. Bolus kicks it away. Great defensive stand by him. Great read by him to kick it away at the right time. Al-Hamid now chasing it. He loses that one-on-one battle, but it goes straight back to the Lakers, makes up for it.
Yeah, another attack coming out of the left side there for Oneonta on that left play. Lakers are going to have to be a lot more defensively sound there, or else Oneonta is going to keep running their offense through that side. And they got some talent. They got some talented guys over there. They got midfielder sophomore Anthony Traub seems to be playing that left wing role, and I believe that's that leading goal scorer Nico Loaiza out there on the left wing, number 16. So clearly a lot of quality players for Oneonta coming out of that left, and though until Oswego can stop them, they're going to keep playing out of that side.
Yeah, that's certainly the case, and we'll see. As I alluded to, can Dan Kane, does he want to make those changes coming into the second half? If he wants this team to win, does there need to be changes made? We will see as Kyle Rose takes it now.
One thing we have not addressed yet in this game is the Lakers are missing their leading striker. It's Tajay Ellis. He's been injured for a couple games now. That's why we see Al-Hamid starting up top. Looked like that went out. Yeah, it is going to be called. But the Lakers are missing their main burst guy with Ellis up top. So that is a very critical loss, and certainly a player they wish they had, especially with the way that they're going to need to be building their attack with those fast building over-the-top balls. That was Ellis's probably main strength is getting to those, although Al-Hamid certainly not a bad second option, and Lindsay off the bench has got those skills too, but they would certainly love to have Ellis for this one.
Yeah, certainly without a doubt, Cameron Ellis, he's a big body player, so he imposes his will often on the defense, but that unfortunate lower body injury he suffered early in the season, rendering him unavailable for these contests. Al-Hamid's certainly a key piece, and then you have Lindsay, who also assists in the attack. He's also another big body, also speedy. Such a significant piece to the puzzle for this Lakers attack as Bulls throws it in.
Yeah, Oswego not having a lot of success going over the top, although there's a chance here. Good defensive clearance, though. It's Adrian Matute, three years starting on the team. A lot of this defense has got that experience. Adrian Matute is a 3-year starter. Number 27, number 26, Dylan Kelly is a 3-year starter. Noah Hetzler, 34, like we mentioned, the only freshman playing, and then numbers, and that is their defensive line. Looks like we are seeing an early change. Al-Hamid coming out. Looks like we have a new striker. Can't tell who that is just yet.
Yes, and then Wytug also coming out for the Lakers. So we'll see how this changes things up as they prepare to unload an offensive attack. If the Lakers are pressed up with the ball, Oneonta again with possession, though. And they take it back in their backfield, trying to push it up past that midfield line, which is what they excel in. So many times they're able to put on that aggressive attack and unload their offensive raid.
Yeah, the new guy up top for the Lakers, number 15, listed as Edith Omerovich, who's a center back on the page. So not entirely sure who this is, but maybe he can provide a spark, or maybe Omerovich is just switching positions.
Yeah, if you're Dan Kane, you're really thinking any changes here may help your team, so you're just trying to get the best outcome as you try to take down this tough opponent.
Good block by Hustlebeck. He's going to need it, but the crosses are just continuing to come in for Oneonta, although besides that first goal, Lakers generally doing a good job at defending it. Ian Hustlebeck, Kieran's twin, is also in now. Kind of surprised he wasn't starting. He typically starts, but now he's in. Playing that left center midfield spot, or left forward spot. More further up the pitch than he typically plays. We usually see him coming out of midfield, but needing some attacking prowess. He's playing a little higher up the pitch now.
Yeah, Cameron, certainly in that substitution you're talking about. Omerovic on the season, just 3 shots on goal. No goals yet, but he's hoping to make an impact today.
Man down for the Lakers, that's Vladimir Lavrenenko, the freshman midfielder, coming in and playing a very good, very stable player in his first year with the team. Looks like a leg injury, and it looks pretty bad. But he's been a very stable starter, and not someone who makes the necessary flashiest plays in the world, like Lakers fans from last year will remember. Kyle Genrich, the senior, used to be, but a very stable force and a very talented guy at keeping control of the game. So losing him here would be a pretty big loss for the Lakers.
Yeah, without a doubt. Just the first year, Vladimir Lavrinenko, that Rochester native, certainly does not look good so far. That injury bug already hit Tajay Ellis earlier in the season, as we alluded to. So this would be another big loss for the Lakers. Fortunately, or rather, hopefully, I should say, hopefully it's not anything too big for the team.
Yeah, and it does look like it's the Omerovich up top. Very interesting because he's listed as a defender on the team website. So I guess he's something. Maybe his height. I mean, he stands 6'1" and clearly has a good amount of muscle on him. So maybe maybe he's the spark that the Lakers are going to need here. Yeah,
a lot of big body enforcers on the Lakers. Again, as I said, Tajay Ellis, although unfortunately out for the season, but you have Omerev, you have Hustleback, you have Bullis, many more in the Lakers who can impose their will at any moment and strike through and convert a goal past the net.
Lavrinenko getting helped off here by two trainers. Couldn't tell on live what type of injury it is. Some type of leg injury, clearly. Hope he's okay. Whether he can come back to this game or not, the Lakers certainly are going to need him throughout the year.
Yeah, now we get a substitution as Lavrinenko unfortunately goes out with something that is hopefully nothing too serious. Two trainers coming onto the field to help him off. Now the Lakers will get someone new in as we attempt to see who it is, but hopefully can change their attack, change their mentality. Play for Lavrinenko. Hopefully nothing too serious. You never want to see that from one of your star players, especially for one of your first-year players that is any class, but that first year. Such an important piece to the team. Hopefully not out for too long, if anything.
Yeah, so will this be, it's a timeout, so maybe this is a time where the Lakers can sort of get together, and maybe the substitute can come in with some tactical switches from the coach. Maybe to try to switch up their attack, switch up their pace. Maybe they clearly have to find a solution to Oneonta's coming down the left-hand side, which pretty much all of their opportunities have come from. Like we said, that communication needs to be increased, and they're just very clear. There needs to be a clear man to press the ball every time that it comes down the left-hand side. But with the press, the Lakers' defense needs to ensure that it doesn't lose its shape, because Oneonta's talent will allow them to just pass the ball right through to those open areas if people are pressing too far up. So got to have that balancing act there for the Lakers' right side defense.
Yeah, certainly, as Oneonta has applied a sort of frustrating, at least to the Lakers, a frustrating offensive attack from the outset. As they keep up that offensive attack, as the ball is in their end, they'll try to play mind games with the Lakers and win these one-on-one battles. Now
here we go down the left-hand side again.
Now Lakers take possession, though.
By Omerovich. Here we go.
Now it's a race for the ball, and you get knocked down. Suffer a quick blow.
Wow, big collision there for Ian Hustleback. That was a very promising attack. Like we said, those breakaway chances might be how the Lakers get their job, because we saw during that last possession, Oneonta willing to put 8 guys into their attack with the 2 center backs, but they're very willing to push those right back and left back up into the attack, which is one of the contributors of their success. But, of course, it's a very dangerous game when you do that, because Oswego on a breakaway could go the other way and potentially have a numbers advantage.
Yes, I do agree, Cam. And as you mentioned, Ian Hustleback, brother of Kieran Hustleback. Coach Dan Kane spoke a few games ago. Such high praises for both of those players. Such high game IQ. They've been playing since they were little kids, so they know how to read the game, know how to read offensive and defensive attacks, and evade those attacks. As we've seen, Kieran's made such an impact along with Ian already on the season.
Good stop there by King.
Yes, and now Oneonta gets it back, kicks it out. Now Oneonta, again, playing those mind games now, as they have so many times this season. Does Oneonta win the race? Yes, they do. They will try to kick it through the corner. Quickly stopped by the Lakers. Again, that's no good. As is Bullis here, kicking it out. Then Oneonta will take it back. That is number 28.
Good header. Out of there.
Michael Coca, number 28, gets the ball there.
That skill gap on the left-hand side showed up again. But here we go on the counter.
Oneonta with the advantage, and that is shown as they take it back on defense.
Like to see that new center back, Rowan King, press up a little more. It looked like he was a little too passive there. In soccer defense, he got to bounce, pressing up, but also keeping it contained. It looked like he was passive early, made a stop for the ball, and then got bridged by the Oneonta players on the left. So cannot have that happening again on the Lakers' back line.
Yeah, Cameron, as you said, you got to balance that passive aggressiveness. You can't over pursue. But you also need to know how to make that right read at the right time. Sometimes you just need to press up as you can. But certainly balance it as the Oneonta Red Dragons take the shot. Denied by the Lakers.
Beautiful contain work there by Ben Brooks and Rowan King, preventing that cross. Unfortunately for the Lakers, it bounced out for a corner kick. But that is the type of left-sided defense that we're going to have to see. Two guys getting in front of the Oneonta attacker, not over-committing to the ball or to the man, and they were able to block that cross from coming into the box cleanly.
Yeah, again, King, as you said, along with Hasselbeck, those primary stoppers for the Lakers, letting Rose sit comfortably in net and not letting the ball get to him. They stopped the ball early on. Now it's a corner kick for Oneonta. So it transpires here. It's headed by the Lakers back out to Oneonta. Now goes back out of bounds.
Yeah, good job there by Ben Brooks clearing that one out of danger. So you see that a lot in college soccer, those corner kicks going short because teams don't like to have it go to the back post just because it's harder and the ball's moving slower. It gives the goalkeeper a lot more time to come off his line if the ball is close enough and catch the ball or punch out the ball with his hand. So Oneonta going for that near post corner. And I don't hate the idea myself, I have to say. It just didn't work out for them.
Yeah, and as you said, you never want to let Kyle Rose know your next move because he will calculate that in his head, the SUNY Defensive Athlete of the Week, and make a play on the ball.
We got another sub in the game. I believe that's Ethan Caruana coming in at the right forward position for Simon Bastoni. Caruana, an experienced player, a senior, and so that experience probably will be valuable. Now, playing with the other Hasselbeck twins, it seems to be the attack the Lakers are going for.
Yeah, certainly. Now Lakers try to push it up, but Oneonta again denying those one-on-one chances.
A lot of danger, but good clearance by Rose. Looks like an offsides call. Good offsides trap there by Oneonta. Very high up the field to be called for offsides, but that goes back to the aggressiveness of the Oneonta back line that I talked about before. Even though they're winning, they're not. They're very willing to have their back line push up, whether it be for offsides traps or to contribute to the attack. Will the Lakers be able to take advantage of that for a counterattack, especially down the wings with those fullbacks pushing up so much?
And now with Oneonta with it now. Oneonta will see what they can do. They take a shot on net, though Kyle Rose doesn't even have to touch it as it goes to the left of the goal. It goes out of bounds. And Cameron, I think we would both agree now that since that first header goal by Oneonta, Lakers have certainly put on a better defensive attack, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, they're still having problems on the left, but they are doing a lot better at staying in front of their guys and forcing those poor opportunities. You know, once you have a talented goalkeeper like this and you can put a lot of trust in him, that takes a big burden off the defense, and it allows them to play with a lot more calm. They don't have to be stopping the goals themselves, keeping the guys in front of them. So, yeah, the Lakers certainly making some improvements, but still clearly getting dominated in this game so far.
Yeah, without a doubt, Cameron. Oneonta not really letting up on offense. We'll see if that can transpire into the second half as we wind down in 20 minutes here with Oneonta in possession of the ball. They are playing a lot of calculated ball, as we have seen. More of the slow game, really. Whether it be past the midfield or behind it, they're playing the slow game, trying to take those calculated chances, winning those one-on-one quarter battles.
That's what you can do with an experienced team. Oh, good. That cross just missed everybody. A lot of danger there. Just one little tapping on a cross of such high power, and that could be going very easily in the back of the net. But I think part of the reason why Oneonta is more comfortable playing slowly is they just have a tremendous amount more experience, and these guys have played a lot together. Their attack is they have a lot of chemistry. They know where their guys are going, so they can afford to play at that slower pace and use that skill, use that experience and that chemistry to slowly break down the Lakers defense, which, as we said, has a lot less experience overall. Not to say that they don't have plenty of experienced guys like Tanner and Hustleback out there, but, with the freshman center back in King, Scout McCumsky typically plays midfield, playing defense this year. Ryan Bull's pretty young, and a young midfield, too. That is one of the clearly biggest advantages for Oneonta in this one.
Yeah, as we scan the roster up and down, you see these seniors, Kevin Butler, Zach Rabati, Imani Harris, the junior. But then you get back to Sam Rogers, who is a senior. So certainly those are three of many seniors and experienced players on the Oneonta roster. They really benefit from that experienced play.
Yeah, good block there by Tanner. That back three, central center back, one of Tanner's best assets is speed and positioning. Coming out pretty far out of the middle of the field to deflect that cross attempt there by Sam Rogers. Now we have another corner kick. Will be interesting to see if they try to go for that near post again.
Yeah, you see a sea of those white jerseys right in the box. Try to take it now. Oneonta passes it, another header. Wow. Cal Rose with the great defensive stop.
Absolutely incredible save by the reigning SUNY Defensive Player of the Week. That header was placed just about as perfectly as it could have been in that bottom left corner, but the reflexes of the goalkeeper saving a very good goal-scoring opportunity for Oneonta there. Absolutely incredible.
And Cameron, that is why he earned those honors. The SUNY Defensive Athlete of the Week. He's able to make those stops. Saved all of the shots on goal in the matchup versus Delhi. And playing a very nice game so far against these Red Dragons, against this very tantalizing offense.
But yes, it was an amazing save by Rose, but it also shows the problems the Lakers are having with those crosses. They've been playing it well. They obviously conceded a goal off of it, but have played it well. Have an opportunity here though. Offsides. Very clearly offside there by Ethan Caron. Unfortunate for the Lakers because that was their first proper offensive build-up, but a very clear offside violation.
Yeah, and that'll quickly slow down the momentum of the Lakers as the Red Dragons get it back. But another stoppage in play now as the Lakers plead that they didn't do it, but the ref concurs that they did, and now the Red Dragons will get it back.
Yeah, that was the first proper Lakers attack that hasn't come off of a breakaway opportunity, and it almost worked. I mean, offsides is such a close call in soccer, especially when you're so close to the net. It was a clear foul, but a couple inches the other way, and we could have a completely different story on our hands. Maybe those experienced guys that the Lakers are bringing now is Caruana and Hustleback, manning the left and right forward positions, may be able to contribute to some of these more properly developed Laker attacks, although we cannot forget the talent and experience that the Oneonta defense has as well.
I do certainly agree, Cameron. Many beneficiaries on this Red Dragon team as they push it up now.
What skills by Loiza, but good contained by the Lakers.
Very good ball control. Now the Red Dragons kicks it on goal, but kicked out by Kyle Rose. Another amazing stop.
They contained it well, but somehow the ball got through, and a very dangerous situation for Oswego there. Rose though with some more heroics. Yeah, and that two-man contain for the Lakers. That's what you wanted to see, but on that one they were just a little too passive. They kept their man in front of them, but they left too much space in the middle for that easy pass through to be made. Fortunate that it didn't end up anything else with any more trouble there for Oswego.
Yeah, Cameron, and as we wind down in 15 minutes, you have to wonder if Dan Kane is thinking about making any defensive changes going into the second half, because as you alluded to, the Lakers playing too passive, letting it get right by them. Cameron, do you think they will make defensive changes?
Yeah, they probably will Kane clearly knows there's a problem on the left because that's where all the attacks. Good step up here from Tanner. Yeah, Kane, I don't know if that necessarily means he'll switch to the 4 at the back that they typically play. They may stay in 3 at the back, whether it be 3-4-2-1 or maybe switch to a 3-5-2, which would give them a little more options for the movement of their wing backs and defensive midfields. But like you said, Kane is very willing to make those changes at halftime. He made a big change for this game, switching to 3 at the back entirely as the team that typically plays 4 at the back. So, that those changes we can definitely expect to see from halftime.
Yeah, very much so. Again, Kane, after last game's halftime, rolled out a new lineup. So if that's any indication, we'll see a new lineup again after halftime as we see substitution here, Cameron.
Yeah, here comes, I believe that is Derek Rivera, someone who tore his ACL last year. Hasn't played a lot this year, but coming into the game at that striker position. Another experienced guy, obviously missed all of last year, or most of last year, due to that injury, but look back and hopefully for the Lakers better than ever.
Yeah, Rivera, a graduate student, so we'll see another very experienced player for the Lakers, the most experienced player for the Lakers now, as they push it up. Lakers trying to do anything to stop the defensive attacks that the Red Dragons are putting on, just stopping those one-on-one chances, denying those balls. Now Kyle Rose kicks it up past midfield.
Yeah, some new men on for the Red Dragons too. Zach Tanner, very new player, a junior, but who didn't register any assists or goals in his previous years with the team. He's on along with Tommy Kalampas, who has 2 goals on the year, the sophomore striker. So as we're getting into the latter third of this half, just under 15 minutes to go, Oneonta probably content to just keep this 1-0 lead. Obviously, they'd love to get a second, but content to rest their main men, keep this lead, and go into halftime and come out of the second half with their key guys well rested and ready to attack Oswego again.
Yeah, it's what you want to do. When you're up 1 goal, you don't really want to try to over-pursue because that might end up in mistakes. And, unfortunately, maybe for Oneonta's case, a goal for the Lakers. So we'll see if any of that type of cases transpire as it's a stoppage of play, and the Lakers will get it back on their end.
We also have Milton Macias Magana in playing that left wing. He's got two goals and 2 assists on 13 shots on the year too. So one of the top contributors for Oneonta. A little surprised he wasn't starting, if I'm being honest, but now coming in running that second line.
And it will go right past one of the Red Dragons' heads as they attempt to get another shot on goal. That was number 26, Dylan Kelly, who's in the right place. But certainly an overcalculation from the pass, and it goes past his head, not able to get a chance on goal. Now Lakers back in their back end with it. Try to get it past the Red Dragons. Now it's a push-up. It's a one-on-one battle with the Red Dragons taking advantage, Cameron.
Wow, that was a very good through ball there from Hustleback, targeting Brooks, who's got a lot of pace on the right-hand side. Unfortunately for the Lakers, it didn't work. But again, that's the kind of attacks that the Lakers are probably going to be scoring from if they're going to be getting goals in this game. Another new player on for the Lakers is Luke Brosakas, someone who also hasn't played a lot. Typically plays center back, now playing central mid. With Kieran Hustleback in this 3-4-2-1 that it looks like they're going to at least keep for the rest of the half.
Yes, Cameron, without a doubt. So we'll see what transpires here as Oneonta plays a calculated game, as I've said many times.
Not a lot of action happening on this right hand side. Seems that this is where the play can sometimes initially build up for Oneonta, but then eventually they get it to the left. Although good through ball by
Lakers quickly take it back now. A great slide by the defender to kick it out. Go back to Oneonta, but again, that underlines the improved defensive attack of the Lakers.
Yeah, very good through ball there by Imani Harris, that super transfer that we talked about. But yeah, Lakers are going to need that defensive elasticity in that back line as Oneonta starting to play down the right hand side a little more. So the Lakers playing this more wide shape with the midfield 4 and midfielders / wing backs. That is one of the benefits of playing out of this formation, that you got a lot of guys who can attack or can't attack in terms of challenging the ball. On the defensive side, when you go down the wings, they just have not been able to do that with the right side of their defense and Oneonta's left side of attack as well this game, but they're getting better at it.
Yeah, without a doubt. And about 20 seconds ago, that was Rivera with the late defensive stop. But all to go back to the Red Dragons now as the Lakers give up the ball. So we'll see as we approach 10 minutes left. Again, Cameron, as you said, the Oneonta keeps playing really relaxed now. And that's what they got to do for these final 10 minutes. You don't really need to over-pursue.
Yeah, good push-up by King. Got a little off his line, but we gotta see some more aggression from the Oswego center backs. Because, yeah, they clearly have to do something different to stop some of the attacks. Bullets there, down in a heap. Foul there committed by Zach Tanner from Oneonta.
Yes, and Bullis getting the ball a lot on this right side, but quickly taken away by Oneonta. As their defensive attack just seemingly overwhelming for the Lakers, not able to get it past midfield often, but we'll see if they can now as they attempt to push it up. They will get it past midfield. Can they do anything with the ball?
Good play by King, moving up the ball. Here comes Eric Maldonado.
Rivera will race to it, but it's the Oneonta goalie who will get it now, and he will pass it out. Try to run down the clock here.
Yeah, just under 10 minutes to go in this one. Obviously, Oswego would love an equalizer, but I kind of get the sense that both teams are pretty content to take this into half at 1-0. Oneonta, of course, loving to go into half with a lead, but the Lakers also willing to keep this thing at a one-score game and make those halftime changes that we're expecting and it still be able to be within striking distance.
Yeah, without a doubt. And the Lakers without a shot on goal this half. So if you're Dan Kane, you want to go in and give that pep talk to your team. You need to play that more aggressive offense. Again, not over pursue, but still need to imply.
Yeah, I would sort of like to see start to play out of a two-striker formation because the two center backs for Oneonta are winning every through ball and every over-the-top ball that comes towards the Lakers. If the Lakers move to a two-striker formation, they'll have multiple targets for those over-the-top balls, which will be able to spread out the Oneonta defense more. Danger! Wow, what a deflection by the Lakers defense.
Yes.
That cross coming in again looks like it's a goal kick. It looks like that one got deflected by the Lakers defense. I guess not, but another scare moment out of that cross. But the cross wasn't of total quality, and it was very, very fast paced. So, like we said, the Lakers are generally good at dealing with those crosses and those through balls that aren't the most precise, and we saw it again there that they were able to handle that one.
Yeah, undoubtedly, Navarro push it back. Now he gets pushed down to the ground, again surrounded by a sea of black jerseys. They're able to stop anything that they
Some room on the left. Would have liked to see Hasselbeck switch fields there. Go to the left. Another good step by the Oneonta defense, that freshman Noah Hetzler.
Again, the Lakers tripped up.
Yeah, opportunity here. And that's the new sub. I believe that's Eric Maldonado coming in. Yellow card showed. Little surprising to me. I don't know if that was a yellow. Probably just because it was from behind and stopping a good potential. But Lakers getting their first free kick. Looks like it's going to be Rivera taking it. They are going to move up the some of those center backs. 6'4" Rowan King could be a target man for this cross, although it's a bit of an odd angle and a pretty far distance to get it in. We'll see what Rivera can do, though.
Yeah, certainly this brick wall Oneonta defense able to stop really anything that comes on their path. We'll see what Rivera can do as he kicks it away. Quickly stopped by Oneonta, though, as they retain possession of the ball.
Not the best cross at all. Definitely did not get the height that he wanted to get there and have an aerial challenge for the Oneonta defense, and now there's just too many guys for Oneonta.
Yeah, and it's just a grounder by Rivera, quickly picked up by Oneonta. They're able to scan the field and then able to make the right play on defense. Rivera tries to recoup, but he would get the ball taken away from him. Now Oneonta back with it, Cameron.
Yeah, some good work done there for a whittle. There's some decent attacking skills being showed and in tight spaces by the Lakers. But that Oneonta defense, including that freshman Noah Hetzler, seems to be one of the best players on the pitch at such a young age. is really impressive. But like I was saying, I would like to see the Lakers switch to a two-striker formation, have some more opportunities for targets for those over-the-top breakaway balls, and they clearly have too many guys on those middle thirds of the field. Or ending thirds of the field that is causing unnecessary. So if you switch to a 3-5-2, that would provide them perhaps with some more defensive clarity to stop those attacks coming down the wings, and it would also provide them with a two-striker formation that could be beneficial to their attack. So we'll see if Dan Kane gets to that or a similar formation coming out of half.
Yeah, undoubtedly, Cameron, as we see a scrappy game here as the Lakers goes down earlier 10 seconds ago. But now the Lakers retain possession, surrounded by Oneonta. Will they give it up or will they persevere? Pushed down, a Laker will be.
Yeah, good job by Hustlebeck. Not going to that attack with a whole lot of pace, but that patience, letting Oneonta overcommit and drawing that foul, perhaps off of these set pieces, will be one of the main ways the Lakers will be looking to score here. They've had 2 in the past 3 minutes, and it looks like it's going to be Mikaminski delivering this one. Yeah, little closer too. Better angle for a cross. See what he can do. Ball.
Quickly stopped, though, by Oneonta now. That was the Lakers' first shot at goal of the half. Not the ideal result, though, but you'll like those chances where you can get them if you're the Lakers.
Yeah, it's hard out of that angle off of those set pieces when the keeper can just run up and get it. But it was definitely a better delivered ball there by Mikaminski than the last one was. You want to have those challenges in the air, and when the ball is higher, yes, it's easier for the keeper to come up and get it. But if you have a talented aerial player, there can be a couple deflections that happen, or a strong header if you got a guy that has hops.
Yeah, Cam, and in net, that's James Cintron. Very good goalie for Oneonta. So we have a very good goalie matchup now. Rose, that reigning SUNY Defensive Athlete of the Week, along with Cintron on the other end. So both of these goalies possess high ability to contain the ball. As we see Oneonta push it up, can Rose stop this if it gets to him? And it won't, though, as the Lakers quickly stand on it. Stand at all 10 toes. It goes back to Oneonta, though. In open space on that one-on-one. No good. No,
great work by Mikaminski. 2 stops in a row.
Without a doubt, Cameron. Very stout work by the Lakers on defense. Mikaminski spearheading that attack. Oneonta, though, will get it back. That is 23. Braden Morrison will kick it out.
Well, it's a little hesitation to press there. That lead conceding a throw that he probably didn't need to. Lakers defense clearly are a little scared of this Oneonta attack in terms of pressing up. Yes, like we've been saying, it's good to not press up completely all the time, but we're almost seeing the Lakers defensive line be too passive and allow Oneonta to either just run straight by them or do a skill move to get by.
Yeah, Cam, we're seeing Oneonta now. It was the Lakers before, but now we're seeing Oneonta win a lot of those corner battles. As we see 23, Braden Morrison push it up now. Back to Oneonta as Lakers try to go to quick stop. Back to Morrison, see what he can do. He's winning this battle, though. One-on-one, kicks it out to Zach Tanner. Tanner now, the clear shot on goal. Tanner kicks it through. No good. Stopped by the Lakers. Another shot. Into the goal. Past Rose. That's a second goal for Oneonta, Cam, as we wind down in 2 minutes.
Those deflections, they can be blessed or they can be cursed. A couple good stops were initially made by the Lakers, but when the ball is bouncing around in the box so much, you see that happen so frequently where it takes a deflection to a location where no one is anticipating, and that seems to be what happened there as the ball was crossed in, bounced around a little, and it was a pretty easy opportunity there. And it is Milton Mancias Magnata there with the goal. That's his 3rd goal of the year, tying Nico Loaiza for the 3rd leading goal scorer on the team. Yes, we saw that the Lakers had that sort of crossing defense figured out by throughout their play in that half, but the ball was not cleared fast enough, and that led to that second goal.
Yeah, again, Cameron, as you spoke to that more so passive defense from the Lakers, you're going to want to apply now a more aggressive one going into the second half as we see a substitution now.
It is a completely different game now. Sometimes you hear the saying that 2-0 is the most dangerous lead in soccer because teams are indecisive about whether they want to be attacking or defensive. I don't really believe that. Obviously, you'd rather have 2 goals than 1, but this might cause Dan Kane to make some even more extreme tactical changes at the half now that the Lakers need 2 goals.
Yeah, and again, Oneonta applying this already offensive attack right out of the gate, right out of their second goal now. Hard to come back from for the Lakers. We'll see what they can do now with Rivera with it. Rivera pushes up. Good ball control by Rivera. He's able to kick it out, though. So that staggering defense from Oneonta, Cameron.
Yeah, that Lakers attack, that might be the next development for the Lakers over the top ball attack. You know, Rivera took it. Yes, he was pretty far back on the field positionally, but instead of trying to rush it forward, he opted to play it back and at least try to make something out of the midfield, which is certainly a positive development. You know, with those type of breakaway attacks and those over-the-top balls, you got to have a balance of the defense being scared that the attacker's just going to run straight by them, but also have to worry about players running in behind, in which the attacker plays a backwards pass, and then a better developed attack is formed out of that.
Yes, Cam, certainly now as the Lakers get past midfield, that is Bolus with the ball. See what Bolus can do. Bolus gets knocked down. Quickly gets back up, though. No stoppage in play as the Lakers bring it. Actually, yes, sorry. Stoppage in play as the Lakers now bring it back up.
Bolus is a guy who is not afraid to take a beating. He's someone who I see on the ground making those tackles, pushing people around, getting pushed around a lot of the time. That's that warrior spirit that this Lakers defense needs.
Yeah, Bolus, a lot of ball control in this first half. As we see TJ Tanner kick it up. Quickly, though, back to Oneonta. Wind down in 10 seconds and a half here. Final buzzer about to sound. Can anything else transpire? Oneonta attempting to get it. Seems like nothing else will transpire, and that is 1 second left. Now the buzzer will sound. 2-0 Oneonta. After one half, Cameron, what are your thoughts?
It was pretty much everything that we expected it to be. Oneonta dominated the game. They dominated the ball. Their attacks were very slow. They were methodical. They used their pace sometimes, but for the most part, they broke down the Lakers through a high amount of tactical, a high amount of chemistry, and they got those goals off of some pretty unfortunate circumstances for the Lakers, but though that crossing the ball into the middle and hoping that something happens for a very close shot on goal seems to be the strategy Oneonta has been trying to deploy this game, and to their credit, they've done it well. I mean, the score speaks for itself. It's 2-0, and Oswego has shown some positive flashes and has clearly shown some improvement within this game, but clearly a missing component, and maybe this will be a tactical change that they make coming out of the half. Obviously, something is going to need to change for them in the attacking front if they want to get even one goal on the board here.
Yeah, Cameron, and as we go into half, we see these kids taking the field 2-0 on WTOP, which means we will go into halftime. See you back here in 13 minutes on WTOP between Oswego State Lakers and the Oneonta Red Dragons. Welcome back to WTOP10, ladies and gentlemen, in the second half on this beautiful Saturday of soccer between the Oswego State Lakers and the Oneonta Red Dragons. 2-0 as we prepare to get underway. I am Logan Weingarten, joined by Cameron Carvalho. Cameron, what do you think these are the keys to the second half?
Well, we're going to have to see some sort of tactical change-up by the Lakers, Coach Dan Kane. More than willing to do that, but what exactly he changes to is going to be critical. The Lakers, obviously down 2-0, are going to need something to get in on goal. I'm advocating for a two-striker formation, or maybe they'll switch back to a 4 at the back and have more standard play. But Oswego definitely going to change some things up. For Oneonta, more of the same, and we'll get them there. They have been dominating this game. They have controlled the narrative. They've controlled the pace. They clearly have the advantage in skill and in chemistry, so they will, yes, need to be aware of the adjustments that Oswego is making, but on their side, they can pretty much just run back what they did in the first half and feel good about where they're at.
Yeah, it was Oneonta in that first half. A lot of ball control. One goal from Joe Holder early into the game. Then we saw 3 minutes before half. Milton Mancias Magana able to strike. So Oneonta, I think they really need to continue playing that relaxed ball that they have a lot of the time. Keep the ball straight right on their side. And that should play beneficiary for them, I should say, as we get underway in the second half.
Here we go, and we already see Thursday Lindsay is on the pitch now, the striker for the Lakers. We thought he was going to start the game, didn't end up playing at all in the first half, actually. Not entirely sure why, but he's on the pitch now. This is a very fast and dynamic player, less experienced than their primary striker, Tajay Ellis, who, like we said, is out with an injury, but he brings some of that the burst and some of that same pace. So another new striker being tried for the Lakers, and it does look like they are going to stay in the 3-4-2-1, at least for now, which is a little surprising if I'm being honest, because it clearly was not that successful for them in the first half, but maybe with this personnel change, or maybe Dan Kane is giving his team some instructions about how they should be playing out of this formation a little differently. So surprised to see that that's how they're starting for now, but maybe they can bring a different version of the 3-4-2-1 to the pitch now.
And as we saw, a pass attempted to Joe Holder, that goal scorer goes straight by him, though, and the Lakers will get it back, but straight back to now. Holder will attempt to get it in his end. Goes out of bounds. Another stoppage in play.
Some extended minutes for the Lakers coming from Luke Brasakas in the midfield. That's number 12. Someone who I believe hasn't played a lot, but perhaps someone who is a more defensive-minded player might help out the Lakers with their backline problems, and by virtue of that his defensive leanings may allow the other players on the Lakers to be more aggressive in their attacking pushes.
Yeah, very good defensive stand by the Lakers now. As we see, Lindsay keeps chasing down every player, very elite defender, as we know. Also a significant offensive piece as Oneonta pushes it up now. Oneonta playing the slow game with number 27, Adrian Matu, in that center field. Gets it out to number 4 here on Oneonta. Is Anthony Traub. Traub will attempt to get something on goal, but the Lakers take it back. And it will be passed to Lindsay. Lindsay will kick it back out to Wytuck.
Wow, what a step up.
Although the Red Dragons step up and take that back, as Cameron just stated.
Noah Hetzler is absolutely dominating. He's had so many critical step-ups to just thwart any attacks that the Lakers are having. Chance here, though.
And that's Hustleback who tried to push it up to Lindsay. Lindsay, though, quickly tripped up by that staggering and astounding Oneonta defense. Been really all over the Lakers this game, not letting them get many chances.
But already that was a much more promising counterattack from the through ball. So maybe getting Lindsay in the game at striker, which we expected them to do early, maybe getting him now will be the spark that they need to have success playing out of this one striker formation. Because you could say the striker is always the most important position, but especially when it's a sole striker, no real wingers playing at the same level. The quality and the physical traits of that player become even more important.
Yeah, as you said, Cam, The Lakers would like to get those chances. If you're Dan Kane, the head coach, you want to see those chances attempted on net, even if the end result's not ideal.
What a ball there played
That was the Lakers
by King.
attempt to get it through, pass back out.
The
Attempt to get it to Hasselbeck now. No good, though, as Oneonta takes it back.
Already, though,
Kicked out to Holder.
A tremendous improvement made. A very good switch field through ball played by, I believe, King, and then Brooks was across. Yes, it didn't work, but it did get to its target. So already we're seeing some attacking improvements by the Lakers. We'll see if they can keep building on that.
Yeah, I should say the coach, Dan Kane, certainly must give them a good prep talk because they came out in these 5 minutes that's transpired so far in the second half. They've been able to play as seemingly much improved defense. So we'll see if that can hold true for the rest of the half as Anthony Traub tries to take it through the Laker defense. Goes back to Cintron, though. That very elite goalkeeper for the Red Dragons. Wytack on defense on that one-on-one.
We are seeing some improvements in the Lakers' attacking press. It looks much more structured now. Critical error there, though.
As Joe Holder gets it now. Holder trying to come up with the ball. He's able to kick it back out, though. Holder attempts a shot on net. Stopped by Rose, though.
Another amazing save by the goalkeeper. That's your reigning SUNY Defensive Player of the Week. It was a very good attempt there by Luigi Prosperi, getting it in on goal. But again, the clutch instinct and reflexes of Kyle Rose coming in big for the Lakers.
Yeah, without a doubt, Cameron. And both of these goalies so far for the Lakers on two athletic teams. In field hockey, you have Krautheim. And on the soccer team, you have Rose, who make gymnastic-like saves. But now it's the Red Dragons to push it back up, though.
Yeah, it looks like that went out of bounds there. Sam Rogers just a little too far on the end.
Although very good defensive stand by the Lakers on that one-on-one. It seems that they came out winning that battle. That seems to be Hasselbeck there who won that battle. I'll be passed right back out.
Looks like they switched Ben Brooks to the left side. He played out of the right side in the first half. Now he's on the left, and he's got a lot of room over there.
Wytack, like who that was, attempted to evade the defense and get it to Hasselbeck, but Hasselbeck quickly turns it over. Now we Red Dragon ball, Cameron.
Yeah, the Lakers there. I'm just looking at the other side of the field, and there's a lot of room for Brooks when the Lakers had the ball in their half of the field. The Oneonta defense, like we discussed before, is very willing to come up even when they have the ball, even playing with a lead. They're willing to come up, so that could be an opportunity for a Lakers counterattack. And we did see it in the third minute of this half with King playing that cross field ball to the left hand side. That could be something that the Lakers should definitely expand on that idea for their attacks.
That would be ideal, Cameron. Now the Lakers back in offense with it. Attempts to get it out to Hasselbeck. What will Hasselbeck do with it? Takes a shot, quickly denied by that stout defense. Denied by number 27, Adrian Matu. Now the Lakers get it back. Hasselbeck with it.
That shot clearly didn't. It was more of just a tester shot. Get it into the middle. What a flick through.
Hasselbeck though again takes another shot. No good. Nobody was there to connect on the pass. And again, go out of bounds. Stoppage in play.
Nobody home, and that's unfortunate for the Lakers. One of their best attacking chances of the game. The left forward there, Jason Wytack, too far in the middle, and Ben Brooks, the left midfielder, not far up enough in the box. But that is a type of attack that the Lakers haven't really been trying too much this game. It's been successful for Oneonta, but that was the first proper crossing attack. It felt like for Oswego. They just need to have better positioning for the players who should be receiving that pass.
And that's what we've seen from Oneonta. They've had very calculated play in their end. They've been in the right place, right where they need to, right at the right time. We'll see if the Lakers, though, can improve on that, as it'll be stoppage in play and Oneonta ball thrown in from out of bounds, it seems.
Yeah, Oneonta, we'll see throughout this half some probably clock management, game management, keeping things at their pace. They have the experience advantage. They obviously have the score advantage and likely the talent advantage too. So Oneonta here, the clock as the clock continues to decrease. Yes, 36 minutes may feel like a lot, but in soccer, especially when you're down 2, it goes by extremely quickly, and before you know it, you're in panic mode and guys going up. So clock management will continue to increase in importance as we continue through this second half of action.
And Cameron, do you think the Lakers will need to center their offensive attack around one player potentially, or maybe 2 or 3 to try and get a ball on net?
It depends on the origins of the attack. We saw early on that they were able to play a through ball to Lindsey, who he didn't make it through on goal, but he had a couple touches in the right direction. Attacks from the middle of the field can go through Lindsey, especially if they're back further in the Lakers' half. But if the attacks are coming more on the side thirds of the field and maybe closer to the center of the field, we saw success with the Lakers and Rowan King playing that cross-field pass on the left-hand side, which the Oneonta defense left open. So it's going to be a combination of determining where is the ball on the field and what parts of the Oneonta defense are perhaps pressing forward a little too much, and the vision of the Lakers player to deliver that ball to the right area.
Yes, Cameron, very elite insight there. Now, as the Lakers will get it back, as you said, though, Lindsey, with that chance in the first half, didn't get it, but he's going to hope to convert on one of those because we know how much capability he possesses on offense, and he's going to want to get one of those through. He's everywhere on the field, seemingly. You can pan the camera to anywhere. He'll likely be there, especially on defense.
Yeah, it's weird to see him in the place where the left midfielder, but that is a very positive thing for Oswego. You want your sole striker. Yes, obviously he has to be the foremost guy in most circumstances, but you want him moving around because it just makes him significantly harder to mark, and especially against a defense willing to be aggressive. Him playing out of position a little bit might actually result in the Oneonta defense losing its shape, and perhaps those left and right forwards could come in and fill that gap.
Now it's Lindsey again with a chance. No good, though, as Cintron comes out. Very smart play of him to come out.
That's that kind of run we were just talking about, though, right? That ball being played from the middle to continuing to play down the middle to Lindsey. That's the type of action that the Lakers are going to want to see. And clearly having Lindsey in there, he's only, even though we're only 11 minutes into this half, he's clearly been the most effective striker for the Lakers so far.
Yeah, Cam, Lindsey certainly wanted a chance, but it was Cintron who seemingly wanted it more. A very smart play of him, as I said, to come out and gather that ball, collect that ball. But now it's the Lakers who get it back. Stripped away from Bolus now. Sorry, Hustleback, that is. Hustleback gets it back. But he quickly turns it over from a sloppy play, unfortunately, for the Lakers.
It feels like the Lakers have found some more organizational composure here. Their attacks are more thought out. Yes, they're still missing guys who have space, but they're much more thought out.
Yes.
Good chance there for Hustleback. Hustleback playing a little further up than he's used to. We're not seeing him. He's not the fastest attacker, but he's a very experienced player, as we've said. So, and he knows how to do things, whether it be drawing fouls or playing passes backwards towards the midfield. A non-conventional attacker, but that might be what the Lakers need.
Yeah, and now sort of a stagnant showing from both teams. What has transpired in these last few minutes. Both teams we can see getting frustrated now. Haven't gotten many chances at a goal, but the Red Dragons might. But denied quick. Again, denied by the Lakers, and that stout defense of Bastone to quickly kick it away.
Yeah, great. Bastone, a player similar to Bullis. He's always willing to stick his nose in there, getting some action. He seems to be everywhere on the pitch. Winning balls. He's not the biggest guy, and he's not even necessarily the fastest in terms of straight speed, but he's got good acceleration and he's got intelligence in terms of positioning too.
Certainly he does. And now it's another stoppage in play.
Bit of a knick-knack call there. It didn't look like a whole lot. Yes, the Lakers defender got in front of Prosperi there, but I feel like I would have just let that one play through. But first proper set piece attempt here for Oneonta. It seems, at least with this distance to the goal. See who they target here with this feed.
Yeah, mixture of white and black jerseys. So we'll see what can transpire here. Can the Red Dragons tack on their third goal of the day in some fashion?
A lot of pushing and shoving going on. Players jockeying for position at the target point of this cross.
Yeah, any Red Dragon wants to receive this pass from Anthony Traub and maybe header it into the net past Rose, the elite goalkeeper. Will they do that? Attempts to, but no good. Goes right back up into the air.
It was a good attempt to go near post. Like I said before, those near post attacks are slightly harder to pull off, but when they work, there's a lot more pace on the ball. That header was almost directed on net, but good stoppage by Lakers, I believe, with Rowan King getting in the way of that one, forcing out for a corner.
Yes, another corner kick now. Lakers seemingly controlling the tempo now, at least on defense. So see if they can keep that up in these final 30 minutes of the second half. It's going to be kicked in from the corner now. Oneonta got it straight into the hands of Kyle Rose.
Another near post scare for the Lakers. Luigi Prosperi getting another attempt in on goal, but yeah, Rose very good in terms of positioning. Little danger here. Wow.
Yeah, I was going to say, Cameron, you can't have Oneonta be able to get straight into the box like that, because that's a scary chance for the Lakers. But now Oneonta will get it back. Shot on goal there from Oneonta.
Yeah, Prosperi getting another. Prosperi kind of coming alive here in the second half of that shot. Very hard to kick it like that when he's falling backwards, two guys around him, but sometimes in soccer, in which we sort of saw on Oneonta's second goal, sometimes you just gotta put one in there, even if it's not the most quality shot or most quality pass. Weird deflections can happen, weird bounces can happen, and a lot of the times, especially playing against a good goalkeeper like Kyle Rose, that can be where goals come from.
Yeah, a lot of chances here from the Long Island transfer. That is Luigi Prosperi. And we'll see if he can do anything with it again.
Brooks
Kicked
back on the right-hand
Loaiza.
side now where he's more comfortable.
Kicked out to Loaiza. Will Loaiza get a chance on net? Surrounded by three defenders? No, he will not. Quickly stopped there.
Yeah, good contained work. Like I said, Brooks back on the right-hand side now where he typically is. Bulls playing the left. Oswego will need to continue to find that balance between containing the guy and not being too passive.
Yes, it's a quick shot by Oneonta, but quickly, no good by them. That was number 8, Sam Rogers, who attempted to get the shot. Went past the box, though, and no one was there to connect on that pass like we saw from the Lakers earlier. Now Hebbins on Oneonta's end.
Oswego looking a little bit like panicked and chaotic there with that back line. We've just saw 2 plays within about 90 seconds of the Lakers not really knowing how they're passing the ball in the midfield. This time it bounces out for a corner. They cannot be losing their composure at this critical point of the field.
Yeah, you want to get this first in-conference win of the year. Last match came in a tie, so you want to put a statement in the conference as Kyle Rose again wins that one-on-one battle to make the save. Tacks on another save. Already elite season for Rose.
Another header win by the Oneonta defense. They've won. I feel like they've won every single header that has come to them. Those 2 center backs there, Noah Hetzler and Adrian Matute, have just won everything that's come their way, at least through the air so far. So as we go through ball, maybe we're going to need to keep the aerial height lower to have success, especially with a speedy guy like Lindsay up top.
Yes, and now it's Joe Holder who made that pass. Holder, will he get it back? No good as the Laker defense stops it there, spearheaded by Bastone. Now it's Wytuck with it. Wytuck make the connecting pass to Lindsay. Will Lindsay kick back out to Wytuck? No, he won't. Taken right back.
Another great piece of defending by Matute. Yeah. These two center backs just not letting anything through. It's a brilliant defensive defensive duo.
Truly is. Brick wall style defense, Cam, as the Red Dragons in offense now.
And, wow, crossing chance. But yeah, having two good center backs is one of the reasons why those fullbacks can play up a little more than they might on most teams. When you got a good back too, you can allow the other guys to go even further up the field. That's why I said before, maybe Oswego should be switching to a two-striker formation right now. You got two center backs guarding one guy, Lindsay, and winning everything in the air. Maybe putting another guy up there, even if it's just a center forward, and play something like 3-4-1-2 or something like that. Having two guys up there to challenge those center backs even more might be a change that needs to be made here.
Yeah, we see a lot of feats here between Traub, Harris, and Rabadi. Those three just trying to keep the ball on their side, keep the tempo controlled, not let anything get out of their hands. You keep the ball really overall on their side as we see kick back out to Harris.
Rabadi, not someone we've talked about, I don't think a single time yet so far in this game, but really a talented guy, someone who has had a tremendous amount of assists. 6 assists last year in 13 starts. He's already got 3 assists this year, so a very, very talented passer for the Red Dragons.
Certainly is, Cam. But now the Red Dragons, though, they will keep the ball on their side. That's kicked out to Holder, the goal scorer from earlier.
Good contained work, though, and a good step up. That's what we like to see from the Oswego defense. Very good contained being performed by Tanner, and then Bullis stepping up and intercepting that pass. That's the type of defensive balance you need.
Very good read by Bullis there to kick it right back out. Bullis and Bastone, seemingly the backbone of this defense, able to deny a lot of chances that the Red Dragons try to conjure up. And now will be another stoppage in play as the Red Dragons will kick it in.
There's always someone that needs to be a defensive contributor when you're playing 3 at the back coming out of the midfield. So, and this game it's Bullis, and it makes sense. He's played some left back before, and the Lakers decided to go for the back. So, and like we said, Bastoni is everywhere. Another set piece, though.
Yes, it is. And Oneonta now. Maybe a fake out. Nope. It'll go right back in. Lindsay with a great deflection.
Yeah, another near post attempt. Pretty far kick for free kick there. Another cross.
Right past the legs of the Lakers. But thankfully, Rose right there to stop it, and no further kick from Oneonta to try and get it past
That was a
Rose.
very bad miss from I believe it was McCumsky there, who just completely whiffed on that clearance. But luckily for the Lakers, Oneonta did it well. But you know, those bouncing balls seems to be the theme of the game. Those chaotic sequences that Oneonta's been winning, and that's why they have 2 goals.
Yeah, McCumsky gets his mistake cleaned up for him. The blame a little taken off. So now, as Rose able to stop that ball. Now Oneonta's side of possession.
Again, Hetzler with another stop on Lindsay. They just can't get by this guy. It's absolutely phenomenal defending. Got some more subs coming in here, though. Looks like we got Omerovich and Maldonado coming into the game.
Yes, and now Lakers to pass it in. That is Oneonta now with it. That was number 11, Joe Holder, who headed it. But now the Lakers able to take it back. Who will win this one-on-one battle? That is Holder again, back to the left side of the field with it now. Holder kicks it out.
Holder's just phenomenal.
Nico Loaiza.
Holder's just phenomenal, keeping control of the ball. He's on both sides of the field, and it always seems to be him who's the guy who's taking the ball from the Lakers midfield and being the starter for Oneonta's attacks.
Yeah, and it was Bastone about 10 seconds ago who knocked it out. But now we'll go back to Holder. Will Holder kick it in open space? Loaiza! No good! Stopped right away by the Lakers. Never a chance to get to Rose. Because it was quickly cleaned up by the Lakers, Cameron.
Yeah, not the best out there. It was a really good pass to start the action by Holder, but Loaiza probably wished he had that one back, sent it straight at the keeper, although he had pretty much the entire right side of the goal open, though. It is very hard, though, to kick it to the right, especially running down the left-hand side, getting a ball that's traveling in the left direction, getting that redirection, having it be accurate and enough to the opposite side is a very difficult task to achieve. But that's not something that is something that I think Loaiza is capable of. I mean, he's a leading goal scorer. He's an experienced guy, and he's been playing well today. So he definitely wishes he had that one back.
And Omerevic back in, another added assistance on defense, but it will quickly go back to Rose. Rose will throw it out now as the Lakers attempt to get something going.
Oneonta's second goal scorer, Milton Mancias Magana, back in the game now, playing down the left wing. It looks like Loaiza shifting to center and Holders off, which is a good sight for the Lakers because he's been playing very well so far.
Certainly, and Omerevic right in that scrappy battle, but Oneonta will come away with it. Will Omerevic take it back? Go out of bounds now.
Lakers, next time we'll be bringing in some more subs. Looks like Rivera will be coming back. Lindsay's been playing all half. It'll probably be him coming off, although he has put in some good work. Not a lot of attacking chances for the Lakers, though, in the previous 10 or 15 minutes. So Oneonta sort of retaking control of this game after a couple early scares.
She lies with seemingly elite ball control now. Past the net, no good.
That was an absolutely incredible attempt there on the net by Mancias Magana. It's hard to describe what he just tried to do there, and it was on target too. It almost looked like it was a pass to Prosperi. That would have been a highlight reel goal if it went in for Magnana's second there.
Yeah, you got to get that on ESPN top 10, but unfortunately for the Oneonta Red Dragons, no good shot. So no top 10 yet.
As we suspected, Lindsay's come out. Rivera back in at striker. We also see Ian Hustlebeck back in the game. Ben Brooks getting a breather at right midfield. Lakers still got nothing on the board. Looking for new answers. Hustlebeck playing back in where he's used to playing.
Now the Red Dragons with a seemingly speed advantage, because you see Milton Mancias Magana able to carry the ball quickly up the field and evade the one-on-one.
Yeah, good deflection out there by King. That 6'4" frame coming in handy there, although it is going to be another corner. It's always hard when you need 2 goals, but you need to be playing composed defense too. You just want to get up the field and start making runs and sending the ball deep, but if you're not careful, you could easily concede the third, and then the game would truly be out of reach.
Yeah, as you wind down on 20 minutes, Coach Dan Kane will certainly want an ideal end result from his team, which will happen in a goal as the Red Dragons pass it in. Will go past Rose. No, it will not. The Red Dragons will get it back.
Yeah, Oneonta won that header. Bullets again on the floor. A common theme, but that dangerous times for the Lakers. But now they're reset and have the opportunity to build something out. You know, I would like to see a very composed attack here. Don't have to rush anything, because that's clearly not been working, especially with Lindsay not in the game anymore. Build something up and find some gaps in the Oneonta defense, which do develop depending on where the ball is. Maybe if they get it back to the right midfield position, they can send it through on the left hand side with a cross-field pass again.
Yeah, and now that'll be taken, though, back right by Hustlebeck. Hustlebeck kicks up to Rivera's first appearance of the second half. Will Rivera do anything with it? Quickly gets the ball stripped away, but Bastone right there kicks back out to Hustlebeck. Hustlebeck now in the one-on-one. Hustlebeck doesn't get a chance on net as it's deflected by the very good defense of Oneonta. That was number 4, Anthony Traub.
Yeah, the Lakers finally had a win with Rivera there on that through ball. He got by Matu, but again, Noah Hetzler, the talented freshman, honestly seemed one of the most valuable players. You know, soccer doesn't do the restart of the game like other sports do, but if they did, he would definitely be one of them for the Red Dragons. He's just stopping everything.
Yes, certainly, Cam. And now the Lakers to pass it out from out of bounds. That is Bastone. Will Bastone do it? He kicks it in quickly, headed out by Oneonta.
Went near post. Everyone was back post, and that was a very odd.
Hustlebeck attempts to get it to Rivera. Rivera, though, Citron comes out, takes it away from his cleats.
Bit of a scare moment there for Oneonta as Rivera got that back from the keeper. Smart play, but another pretty good attacking chance from Oswego, but like I said, that corner kick definitely had to be better placed instead of just going near post.
Yeah, Cam, and that could have went sideways. Let's say Rivera was able to turn around and get it, and Citron wasn't there in time. No one in net. Rivera could have easily converted, but not the case, unfortunately, for the Lakers and company. Now Oneonta to push it up. Prosperi kicks it back out to Loiza. Loiza now
looking for the through ball. It's there. What a run.
Right there. And now no good. Right into the hands of Rose, but a whistle seemingly before he got the shot off.
Yeah, went out. It was a great run there down the right-hand side by Zach Tannery. He called for the run, and the ball was delivered perfectly by Loiza, just a little too far.
Yes, and now Magana will try to do something with it. Quickly comes out to the Lakers, though, and they will get a defensive stop.
Yeah, good deflection. That ball had a lot of velocity on it. Shot by Prosperi. Another corner. We are getting close to the final third of this half, so we are entering desperation mode now. If you're Oswego, they're going to need to get something going, but it starts with a stop here.
Yeah, you're going to want to take any chance you get if you're the Lakers. You can't really pass up on much. You're going to want to center the ball around Hasselbeck and around Rivera, and you have that backbone of defense in Bastogne that we've seen. Another backbone in offense, though, is Bolus, so we'll see what they can do with it now as Rose kicks it out. Goes back to the Lakers.
A lot of danger here again.
Now
good recovery, though.
Out to Hasselbeck. Bastogne kicks it up. Hasselbeck now with it. Not really an open space, though, as he's contained by two defenders, and they get the best of Hasselbeck.
Yeah, Oneonta, again, willing to press up, even though they're up by 2. Every player is located in the Lakers' half of the field. They are not willing to let the Lakers have any room to operate.
Yeah, and an overshot there by Oneonta, so to go right back to the Lakers' side.
Lakers now, I feel like their current attack's not working. We talked a few minutes ago about what they could do. Another idea, maybe they just need to play some very long through balls down the wings, especially that right wing. Anthony Traub definitely playing further back than the player playing right back. So trying something down the left-handed wing might be an option.
And now it's Rivera. Rivera, though, stopped by two defenders. That'll force him to pass it out. Got a little anxious before he could get any ball control. And now it is Hasselbeck with it. Can Hasselbeck do anything behind the midfield line?
So much room on the left. That was the right idea there. Bullis had a chance to run. It was just a poorly executed straight to the Oneonta defender.
And now they are in open space with a handball quickly. So that's a stoppage in play.
Yeah, looks like he was pushed down there. A little awkward, very awkward play there.
Very, but Rabati kicks it back out. Now it's a one-on-one with Bolus, the defender.
Wow, good step up by King. Magana almost had a second one there, but King saved the day there.
Yeah, Magana was seemingly there, but also King in a better spot to contain a potential chance. And now it'll go back to the Lakers as Omerevic will pass it in.
Yeah, Omerevic is, he's got a lot of strength. It's very clear, especially when he comes close to us. This is a very strong guy. Now he's looking for a run down the right. Stays on side.
Able to contain that speed, but no good as Cintron comes out to take it from Omerevic.
That very good piece of goalkeeping there, but that's the kind of attack that the Lakers need. Those very long through balls down the wing. Omerevic, maybe not the fastest guy, but he's got a lot of strength. Oswego, though, I think has even more room on the left hand side to play a type of pass like that.
Yeah, and the Red Dragons keep trying to get it to Magana, but the Lakers know what they want to do, and they apply more of a defensive attack.
There it is.
Aggressive attack on Magana.
There it is.
Now Bolis in a one-on-one. That is with Matu. Can Matu take it from him? Bolis, though, more of a grounder, goes right to Cintron.
That was what they have been needing to do, though. Bolis, that pass was played by Rivera. Bolis is nowhere close, and he still got there first because there's just so much room on the right side of the Oneonta defense. Maybe now that they had that one attacking opportunity, the Lakers will take note and try to play something like that the next time they get the ball.
Yeah, hopefully they try to build on that sort of already established momentum, as you said. Now Oneonta in open space with it. Can they do anything? No. That was number 17. Again, Luigi Prosperi, very prominent weapon, as we've touched on many times, but again, quickly stopped.
Yeah, ball just went out of bounds there. It honestly looked like it stayed in from up here. Referee had different ideas, though. More subs coming on for the Lakers. Can't see who that is just yet. But I would like to see them bring Lindsey back in, though. Yeah, I know he played for about 25 minutes already, so he's probably gassed, but he didn't play in the first half at all. I don't know if that's the load management, if he's coming back from an injury or something, but if available, he's someone that should probably be in the game for Oswego.
Yes, now it goes right back out to Hasselbeck over the head of the Oneonta defender. And now Hasselbeck will get it back. Throw it in now. Out to Rivera. Rivera off his chest. Back to Bastone. Bastone. Hasselbeck now trying to reset the possession. Get anything on goal. Right back
Oneonta sitting back a little more now. Those are the Lakers' needs. They're left-hand side. Here we go.
Now it goes right back out one-on-one. Wins the battle. But quickly his stoppage in play. Yes,
offside. Didn't. It was hard to tell. Pretty close call there. Hard to tell from up here. That's Ben Brooks on the left there. But again, another good opportunity for the Lakers playing that through ball on the left wing, like I was talking about before. We'll see if Oneonta figures out how to adjust to that in the final 11 minutes of this one.
Yeah, and see, as we wind down again, you said it in 11 minutes, see if the Lakers can apply any more urgency to try to at least get one goal on the board, and ideally, in the ideal mind, Coach Dan Kane, 2 goals on the board. So we will see as it's kicked out right back to Oneonta. They'll play the slow game. Again, Cameron, no need to rush.
Yeah, they haven't played a lot of this passing out of the back style yet. You don't see it as much in college soccer, but wow, what a win by Amani Harris. He's playing at a different level this game.
Yes, without a doubt he is. He's able to get on the offensive side a lot, but then...
Wow. That was very dangerous. Tanner there coming in for the sliding step. What a ball delivered by Magana there. He's very skilled technically, very skilled at placing the ball in certain areas, even during tough situations. Just barely missed the man running through on goal there.
And that was the man running through on goal. That was Prosperi who slid, I should say, and tried to get the kick on net. But again, just over his head and no good. So now the Lakers will pass it in. They will attempt to get it to Omarevich, but Omarevich not able to contain possession. Taken back now by Rivera. Can Rivera do anything? He attempts to head it, goes back out to Matuto.
Well, Sam Rogers typically plays attack. It looks like they have him in at the left back or left center mid here, playing out of position. But sometimes you want your more experienced guys playing further back during the ending moments of the game. Looks like he'll go back into that left mid role.
Yeah, sorry, that was Sam Rogers and not Matute. But anyhow, now the Lakers will get it back. Hasselbeck attempts to win the race, but he can't, as it's kicked right back out to Oneonta's number 27, Matute.
Yeah, Oneonta will probably be more content than usual to just pass it around the back, like I was saying before. Not as commonly seen in college soccer as pro soccer, just kicking it around the back and controlling the pace of the game. But now with the lead and with the experience advantage, they'll probably be more than happy to, although they are pushing up again now.
Yeah, clock management, the name of the game now, and Rogers trying to get it through Rogers again with possession. Can he win this 1-on-1 against Bastone?
Good turn by Prosperi to shake off Hasselbeck.
And now an open Omarevich, the defender. Just an overshot, though, by Michael Kaka. Overshot by him and no
absolute good. Moonball there. That one was not. I mean, it's not the worst idea in the world. Taking a shot from maybe 20 to 25 yards out, just couldn't get it down enough. And here is Lindsey back in the game. The lineup of the Lakers started the second half is now back for the final 7:40 of this one. Lakers now truly are in desperation mode to even just get one goal out of this.
Yeah, and they will kick it out to Bastone now. Bastone will get it up. It'll go back to him. Can he do anything with the ball? Up to Lindsay, the new man in, and he gets tripped up, so he can't get it.
Yeah, strong attempt though there by Lindsay to get it through. Just Oneonta's defense just been a step better all game, and given the Lakers too many problems with their attack.
Yeah, and the Lakers though, they're containing Oneonta now, winning these one-on-one battles, keeping up with them. As we see there, the Lakers won that.
It was, the ball in the back of the net. Fortunately for Oswego, I believe that's Zach Tanner down there on the right side, was just offside throw. That would have been 3. Yes. Lakers going to have to build something up. They, again, have room on the left. We'll see if they play that way.
Hustleback now kick through Wytek. Wytek comes back in the second half. Wytek will pass it back up. Back out to Wytek. Can Wytek do anything? He loses the one-on-one battle, but gets the ball back now. Wytek surrounded by 2 defenders. Back out to Hustleback to Lindsay. Lindsay to Bastone. No good by Lindsay. As he unfortunately kicks the ball back out to Oneonta.
It was some okay technical build up. I think the first pass to towards the left side was a little too far behind, but they had the right idea to building that through the middle with Lindsay. Lindsay just was unable to take the touch forward as he would have had to have a goal scoring chance there though, but. Some better offensive moves by the Lakers, and now they have a set piece.
Yeah, and now Scout McCumsky passing in. Can McCumsky get up to anyone? That's a header from the Lakers, but now we'll go back to Oneonta.
What's proving to be the difference in this one, at least in terms of how the goals have been scored, are the team's composure through chaotic situations where the ball is bouncing around everywhere in the box. Oswego's conceded 2 goals. Definitely 1 goal, and you could argue 2 from that. And Oneonta, in the rare situations they're faced with that, their defense is very composed. They handle it, and they get it cleared relatively quickly.
Yeah, and now it's Lindsay who's going to chase for the ball, but that ball never really got to him. Just an errant pass, and it won't go even above his head. Oneonta will take it back, but now Prosperi with it. Up to Prosperi. Can he do anything with it? Prosperi evades the defenders. Out to one of the Oneonta Red Dragons, and no good. Goes behind the net, and that was number 10, Magana again, one of the prominent goal scorers in this offense, but again, a miscalculation on his end.
Very dangerous again situation for the Lakers. Getting a little lucky, if I'm being honest, in the second half.
Yeah.
That none of these opportunities have gone, and that was a 3-on-2 at one point. It was just slightly misplayed there by Magana, but he's played a great game so far.
He has, and he will continue to do that now as he tries to push up the offensive deck. He gets into open space. They attempt to give it to him.
It's in.
And that's another goal for the Red Dragons. Now it's a 3-goal deficit.
He strikes again. Magana was his second goal in this one. You can't blame the Lakers defense too much because, if you're down 2, you have to be pressing up forward, but there were just not enough men who were able to get back quick enough in Magana there. Pretty similar to that last chance that he had previously missed, though. There he was able to be a lot more composed and a lot more clinical finishing in front of the net, and that's the second goal of the game. Certainly the most lethal Red Dragons defender in this one.
Yeah, that goal was scored again, like you said, by Magana, assisted by Zach Tanner. Those two have great chemistry. We saw Magana right in open space, and Tanner saw him. Those eyes locked, pass to Magana right through the net. 3-0 now, unfortunately, for the Lakers.
Yeah, now that it's 3, it's pretty much unwinnable for Oswego. So now they would just like to get one and have something to show for their efforts in this one.
Certainly, they will try to get that 5th goal of the season before they end this game. Now it's Bastone again. Bastone kicks it out to Hustleback. Now Oneonta still, even with a 3-goal lead, they're not letting up on this defense, Cameron.
Yeah, Oneonta has had a good combination throughout the entire game of sitting back, keeping their structure, and also being aggressive and not giving the Lakers a lot of breathing room. The best types of defenses, the best types of complete defenses are team defenses that can use that type of balance throughout the entire game. They're not rattled by dangerous situations. They're very situationally knowledgeable about when to push, when to sit back, and when to cut off the passing lanes.
Yeah, and now Oneonta with a lot of ball control again. We saw about 20, 30 seconds ago, Lindsey tripped up there by himself. He tries to get the shot on goal, but never connects with the ball. Just a miscalculation on his end, as you've seen, not from just him this game, but many instances of that in this outing, especially this half. The Oneonta Red Dragons will try to get it up again, and that's going to be kicked out to them. Can Omarevich win the battle, though? Bastone on him now. Bastone in the one-on-one.
Good defending there by King. Loaiza had some good flashes of skill moves, though, but Oswego getting that 2 versus 1 defense, which usually ends all, although they have conceded another corner.
Yeah, Bastone, a very impressive defender all this game. He's still showing urgency, even down 3 with 2 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the final period. But Bastone able to stop Loaiza, the 3-goal scorer on the season, from getting a shot on net. And that's again quickly denied by the Lakers. And Hasselbeck will try to get it now.
Harris has not played a lot on the ball this game, but his overall presence in the midfield, you can tell that he's just a level above the rest of his competition. He's controlling the game. He's not making the most obvious plays or the fanciest passes or carrying the ball a lot, but he's fast. He cuts off the passing lanes. He's good at one-on-one challenging on the ball. So he's been controlling this game in the midfield, and I don't think he sat out a single second either. Just a tremendous amount of stamina. But that's what you get when you have someone who was a very, very impactful player at a smaller school. When they transfer to bigger schools, sometimes they get overwhelmed by the increased level of competition. But other times they rise their game and they continue to show that they're level above the rest, and that seems to be what's happening here.
Yeah, an imperative piece to this team, Harris is certainly now.
Very weird play there. That backwards clearance headed out by the keeper for a corner. Maybe Oswego can get a late gift off of this one.
Yeah, as we approach 30 seconds to go in the game, Hasselbeck will kick it from out of bounds, and we see Bastone next to him. Will kick it up to Bastone. Bastone surrounded by 2 defenders. Goes back to Hasselbeck now. Hasselbeck kicks it out. No good, though.
Hasselbeck
tried to get to Omarevich.
Hasselbeck, wow. King had no idea that Loaiza was behind him. I think Hasselbeck should have just taken that one first time. It wasn't going to be the easiest shot ever, but he had a brief opening where he could have fired it, and even if it didn't go in, it could have been an opportunity for a deflection.
Yeah, as Benjamin Brooks and Jason Whitetuck get the last touches of the match, and Cintrone will come out in a shutout as the Oneonta Red Dragons blank the Oswego Lakers 3-0. And Cam, what did you like to see? What did you see from Oneonta this game that you liked as opposed to the Lakers?
Oneonta was better in every single aspect of the game. It started with their defensive 2. It was Noah Hetzler and Adrian Matute. They won every through ball that was played their way. They won every over-the-top ball that was played towards them. The strength of their defense allowed their fullbacks to push forward and be a part of the attack. They have a very talented guy in the middle, in Imani Harris, who was able to control the game. And on the attacking front, they were very smart and strategic. They used their talent and experience advantage. Had a lot of plays where they showed off their chemistry, showed off their skills. They got their first 2 goals from some of the most common instances of goal scoring in soccer, if we're being frank. Crosses that come in and take some weird bounces, and someone is able to get it in. So very well played game from Oneonta, but the Oswego effort certainly improved from the start of the game to the end of the game.
Yes, thank you, Cameron, and we will see you back at 2 p.m. On WTOP 10 for women's field hockey matchup versus New Paltz. Again, 3-0. Oneonta wins. I've been Logan Weingartner. And next to me, Cameron Carvalho. Thank you for tuning in. We will see you back at 2 p.m.